Good evening, everyone. This will be our Snowball Classic, be the first ever Snowball Classic for the USA Truck Series. If any of you tuning in don't know, the USA Truck Series was established earlier this year. This will be the first season coming to a conclusion, and all of our winners will be featured in the main event here tonight. So okay, so our first race, the first heat for the Snowball Classic will be a 7-lap feature at Rainbow Road. Correction, a 9-lap feature at Rainbow Road.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it. Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Okay, so go ahead and turn on better cautions for the double file. And disable the ads and into the race. So starting on the front row, we've got Dave Steele and Connor Cooper, followed by Adam Starr, Revan Bush, newcomer to the series. This will be his first laps, as well as, well, Dave Steele attempted the last race of the season. This will be his first, well, it'll still be one of firsts for him. So Connor Cooper is coming over from the Bush League. Adam Starr was racing in the Bush Series last year. He's going to be driving this truck in a part-time schedule where other drivers will be filling it on a lot of the schedule. So Revan Bush, this will be his first laps turned in the series. Brian Clark came over from the Bush League. Dusty Redding as well, both coming down into the trucks here. Nate Gonzalez making his first laps in the series, as well as Cannon Gage. Then you got Noah Hobson, Daniel Paulus Jr., Craig Popcris, who's also making his debut here, Tyler Disharoon, Santi Messi, hopefully I didn't butcher that, Adam Kraus, Nelson Morrison, and JD Arrington. So 9 laps here at Rainbow Road, and only the top 5. So currently at the front, our top 5 as they sit would be eligible to move on to the next heat. So
Gentlemen, start your...
I have not run any races here on Rainbow Road, so I am not certain what we'll get. I was kind of hesitant, kind of scared. That's why I threw Michigan out there as another track that we'll end up racing as the finale tonight. I know Michigan will have a lot of close racing and a lot of passing and crazy action, so we'll see how this works. Hopefully it's a good race, and the green flag is about to wave as they approach the start-finish line here. The flagger standing out there in the middle of outer space. Dave Steele with the edge on Connor Cooper at the moment. Yes, getting back to you on that, Llama, you are locked into the main event, so you aren't going to have to race through the heats. These are all the drivers in Heat 1 that did not turn much for laps in 2022. Actually, none of them really made a official start in the season this year. These are all our newcomers for 2023. Nine laps will likely go by pretty quickly here at Rainbow Road. Santi Messi at the back here. Looks like he's going to get a couple spots there from where he was running. Featuring the FIFA World Cup car. Now realizing how labor intensive Rainbow Road is on the game. As you can see, the frame rate just dip hard there. Current leader Connor Cooper had a mildly disappointing season in the Bush Series this year. With that, he didn't have any room to stay there and got mired back to the trucks. So hopefully he might be able to find some luck here in the trucks. He's kind of like Matt DiBenedetto in that form where he got relegated back a series. Still, he's up front leading this heat here at Rainbow Road. Running over Revan Bush in second. Dave Steele in third. Dusty Redding, who actually won a race in the Bush Series this year, same scenario as Connor Cooper, though, that there wasn't enough rides to keep him up there in the Busch Series, so he's back here in the trucks. And then you got Adam Starr there in 5th, who is trying to put together his own truck team, and in doing so is going to be racing in his own truck for a select amount of races in 2023. Any that are, I guess, interested or that aren't part of the truck series, he's going to be looking for drivers in a couple races this year to drive that 14 truck. So anyone that might not be part of the series yet. Got Cannon Gage there. It looks like he's going to try to make a move on the inside, outside, whichever side it is. Once they make a switch for position, it didn't happen though. And it looks like Nate Gonzalez is going to get a run on Cannon Gage there. Didn't quite make the move, but got momentum. He's got some speed, and that truck just has to stick behind him for now as they enter a sharp left-hander. They go uphill here, and man, these trucks get to going up, down, left, right, all around the place. We are broadcasting, or at least spotlighting, the brand new chassis on the truck here. Our 2023 rendition of the Toyota Tundra, the Chevy Silverado, and then we've also got the current Dodge Ram. It looks the 2022 look for 2023. And the Ford F-150 as well, all of which have been modernized up to late 20s, early 20s, I mean. Our top 5 still hasn't changed, and we're about halfway through this first heat here. Haven't had any cautions. It's been pretty stagnant, pretty much follow the lead the whole time. Connor Cooper has led almost, well, I think every lap already. Revan Bush there in 2nd. Might be able to try and fight for the lead here before the end of it. Look at the lap times and compare them. Man, not likely though. It looks like Connor Cooper is just flying out there with that clean air. So the 5 that move on from this heat will be racing against all the non-winners, the competitors from 2022 that did not have a win in the series. So it'll be a little bit harder since most of them have ratings. Mostly these guys on this first heat are still your standard 40-60 rating. And there's going to be a little bit more going with that rolling into the start of the season with this new chassis. I haven't really mentioned it yet, but I think we're going to have to reset the ratings to get it kind of squared back to square one. I'm going to try to figure out the best possible way to do that to award the people that did upgrade their trucks through 2022. So realistically, just stay tuned on more details about driver ratings for 2023. Adam Starr still holding off that last transfer spot. Looks like he's gapped the guys behind him a little bit. Nate Gonzalez is now settled into 6th as Cannon Gage has fallen back a spot to 7th. Daniel Paulus Jr. is trying to make some noise here as he's right on the tail of Cannon Gage. He's in a one-off paint scheme here, the Brooklyn 99 truck. He'll be going to his own standard scheme for 2023. He'll be in the number 99 Credit One Bank truck, and instead of a Dodge, he'll be in a Chevy. This is he just was able to get in for the All-Star event here, and well, it looks like he's just on the outside of transferring at the moment. So our winners that are locked into the main event here, I'll go ahead and list them off from our point standings last year, well, in 2022. Chaz Chadwick is a lock. Tim Cording, Aunt Me Person, Jordan Walker, our 22 champion, Guido Piano, is in it. Nathan Morgan, Matthew Fastnot, Kellen Oakley, Maggie Reams, Trevor Walker, Jessica Hergeson, Tim Hansen, Al Bunch, Avery Farrell, Tristan Reams, Jack Ross, James King, Jack Davis, myself in the 64 truck, and that'll be our 23 entries for the main event, 5 of which yet to fill out that roster. In the meantime, while I was talking there, it looks like Nate Gonzalez is closing in here on Adam Starr for 5th place. Could be a potential transfer eligible move on the horizon here. Try to keep the spotlight here for a moment. Within the next couple laps, I will try to show the rest of the running order. Give everyone a rundown where they're running. As I've probably mentioned already in the broadcast, this is a non-points paying race. This is just for the bragging rights and the moolah. And any newcomers to the series, there is a earning system where you can use the money you earn from the races to help build your truck up. So all the ratings are very much fluid, and all the earnings that you accumulate go towards truck upgrades, sponsor deals, whichever way you want to roll it. The sponsor deals usually help make more money race in, race out. So the grand total for the main event tonight will be 300,000. So it's a big step up from a standard win, which pays 50,000. Your all-star winner will make 300,000 on the night. So still, our top 5 has not changed. At the back of the field, unfortunately for Santi Messi, it doesn't look like he's going to make it much more further up the list here. Then you got Nelson Morrison right in front of him there. JD Arrington, Adam Kraus, Tyler Disharoon, Craig Popgris, Noah Hobson, Brian Clark, Daniel Paulus Jr. And on the last lap here, it looks like it's going to come down to anyone here in front of Cannon Gage. Cannon Gage still could potentially make his way in with a little bit of trouble from the other drivers. Nate Gonzalez looks like he might just come up short here as Adam Starr's gonna doesn't look like we're gonna have any mechanical failures to change the outcome here. And there you have it, Connor Cooper, Revin Bush, Dave Steele, the 42 truck of Dusty Redding, and the 14 of Adam Starr are your transfers into heat number 2. Okay, so the second heat will be of the non-winners from 2022 and our 5 from the previous, the first heat here. We'll be duking it out for 5 spots. This will be the last chance qualifier to make it to the All-Star race here.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your...
So starting on the front row, our Heat 1 group, we have Dave Steele, Dusty Redding, and Connor Cooper. Seems that they're on a roll, as we also have Adam Starr in 5th. So this will be interesting as 4 of our top 5 already qualified at the front.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it. Favor, touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans.
So yeah,
Make sure you
Dave
get everything like
Steele,
you want it.
Dusty Redding, Connor Cooper, Taden Berggren in the top 5, Adam Starr, Philip Leeds, Atlee Weiss, Josh Drake, Luke West, Andrew Moger, Mike Bliss Jr., John Brinker, Paulo Ladino, William Kinsella Jr., Chris Hergeson, James Robert, Lane Smith, Zach Armstrong, Luis Rodriguez, Gavin Legend, Krista Cower, Matias Nunez, David Bird, and in front of him, back, there we go, Revan Bush starting deep in the pack, so he's going to have to come all the way through the field here to get transferred out. Roland Heidfeld, Colton Smith, and Kat Durham. We haven't seen any wrecking here at Rainbow Road, but there's no telling what the second heat has in store for us. As Dusty Redding gets off to the early lead here on Dave Steele, Taden Berggren settling into third. Connor Cooper won the first heat. He's up to fourth. And looks like Philip Leeds into fifth. So that might be a sweet surprise. It's probably a little bit of team tactics here with his team owner there. Just a couple truck links behind him. They're probably trying to play the odds here and see who's got the better truck. Some of these drivers have definitely had a knack for some hard chargers throughout 2022, so, and with each of these drivers actually having their normal ratings, that might start playing into effect midway through the race as well. Looks like Atlee's gonna budge his way through. And unfortunately, it looks like the inside line there takes it away from him. It's a fun thing about road courses. Sometimes you'll have the advantage on the inside, then you'll be on the outside with the disadvantage. Fortunately, Atlee got hit hard there, surpassing them all in a row. So Philip Leeds currently holding down P5 with his team owner Adam Starr right there behind him. Taden Berggren broke off and started his own team this year. Burnt Money Racing. Actually, him and the current leader, Dusty Redding, both teammates, so Taden Berggren's team having a good showing. Unfortunately, Brian Clark failed to qualify out of the first heat, so there are only 2 of 3 remaining, but 2 of 3 in the top 3, so looks like Adam Starr is going to take P5 away from Philip Leeds here. Kind of keeping an eye on the bottom of the field there in our standings. It looks like Revan Bush is still in 24th, so he's not been able to make up a lot of ground yet. There are a few drivers omitted from the lineup here today that are actually going to be driving in the Cup Series for 2023. It just so happens that this will be Guido Piano's final truck start, as he's already vowed that he's won the championship. He's going to move on and try to go for a Cup championship next. Now that he won the truck championship, this will be for sure his last truck race in the USA Truck Series. So it'd be kind of nice to put a neat little cherry on top if he is able to pull off the win in the All-Star event and the championship in the same season. We'll definitely have to see how it all plays out. I have not come up with the formula, but I do have the All-Star program, which allows me to do stages and even eliminations. So I'm thinking I'll probably set that up. I'll try to set it up pretty quickly. Lead has stayed relatively unchanged. The only changes were in 5th place, where we had Philip Leeds there for a moment, and Adam Starr took it back into 5th place there. Mike Bliss Jr. is going to be racing for Jacob Schenkel Racing in 2023 as a Busch Light contender. So that'll be a fun venture for him. William Kinsella Jr. is going to continue to run the truck series. Then you got Chris Hergeson, who's actually worked his way into the Cup Series, is going to be driving in Total Knockout Motorsports number 6 entry with team owner Tim Cording in the number 50 alongside him. James Robert, Zach Armstrong will be in the Busch Light Series. Paul Ladino and his teammate David Bird are going to continue to run in the truck series here. Matias Nunez, Gavin Legend. Gavin Legend actually has worked his way into the Busch Light series. So there's a lot of Busch Light contenders in the truck field here. You can run double duty, but you can't run triple duty. Luis Rodriguez, who's going to be starting his first season in the Sylvania Busch Lights. Krista Cower is going to remain in the trucks for the time being, but there's probably some wiggle room to get her up into the Busch Series. Lane Smith, David Bird, and Revin Bush, all of which are going to be in the truck series full-time. Colton Smith, Roland Heidfeld, and you got Cat Durham, who's actually going to make a start, his full-time career start in the Sylvania Busch Lights as well. Kind of redemption here for Dusty Redding, as he kind of got shifted out of a Busch Light ride. He had a win in 2022 with the Sylvania Busch Light ride, but enough pieces moving around pushed him back to the trucks here. So definitely looking like he's going to have a strong showing here in the trucks. Dave Steele hasn't even turned a full lap under competition. His first start, he didn't make it out of the qualifier. And so it looks like he's going to have some main event laps here tonight. start out his career in the USA Truck Series with a bang if he's able to pull off a win here at the All-Star event. Taden Berggren, it just seemed like his season was going to be fighting him tooth and nail all the way. He had a good start to the season, a couple of top 3 finishes, but the wheels literally fell off the truck as he could not muster another top 5, top 10 finish for most of the season. With his own team in 2023, he's looking to potentially flip the table, flip the script on it, and have a competitive season in the USA Truck Series. And just like that, Connor Cooper fighting him for 3rd here. Taden fights back on the outside. Connor with the preferred line going into that turn. Looks like Taden's able to pull off and secure the position for now. That gave Adam Starr a chance to pounce on Connor Cooper. And Adam Starr's probably hoping that Connor Cooper's going to fall here so that he can get 2 of his team trucks into the main event. This will be Adam Starr's first season as a team owner in the Star Syndicate racing team. And perhaps this is a good sign for new teams in 2023 as majority of the front runners here are all new teams that haven't been around. Even Dave Steele's running his own team, so the only veteran team is Monty Shangle Motorsports in 4th here. Although this might be the first race that he's hosted a truck, as it was predominantly Sylvania Busch Lights and the Cup Series that Monty Shangle had run any cars and trucks. So no trucks as far as I remember. We're on the final lap here, and we'll just go through from the back of the field. Unfortunately, it looks like Cat Durham, Colton Smith, Roland Heidfeld, David Bird, Revan Bush, Luis Rodriguez, Lane Smith, Krista Cower, Gavin Legend, Paul Ladino, Matias Nunez, James Robert, Zach Armstrong, Chris Hergeson, and these guys all failed to make it. Our top 5 remained unchanged at the end there, and Taden Berggren's team takes home 2 of the transfer spots. Dave Steele coming in 2nd, transfers. Connor Cooper, your Heat 1 winner, comes out finishing 4th. And a pair of top 5s is good enough for Adam Starr, as that'll transfer him to the main event. So So the main event, we will be switching our track venue over to snowy Michigan. And you guys will have to just hold tight with me as I get it all prepped and ready. I'll get the All-Star event mod set up and get this one all shut down here. So yeah, our top 5 transfers from Heat 2. Taden Berggren's teammate of Dusty Redding, Dave Steele, Taden Berggren, Connor Cooper, and Adam Starr. Just missing out barely, we had Philip Leeds, Josh Drake, John Brinker, Andrew Moger, and Atlee Weiss, all outside of the top 10 there, in the top 10. And then Luke West, Mike Bliss Jr., William Kinsella Jr., a pair of juniors, Chris Ferguson, and Zach Armstrong, with the rest as follows there. So grab a drink, get some popcorn cooking. This will only take a little bit of a time here for me to find the All-Star mod. This will give us a little bit of anticipation for the 2023 season. So we'll have the other sponsors, I guess I could call them sponsors, the rest of the community that I am part of, give them some spotlight time here as the ads show up on your screen. There we go, All-Star event. I'll be radio silent for a little while, but I'll still be reading the comments. So if you guys have anything you want to mention, I'll try to get back as diligently as possible, but I'll be silent for a minute here. Okay, so I am trying to get it to work. It's giving me a little bit of troubles here, but I'm trying to set it up with 4 segments in mind. Segment 1 being 25 laps, 8. Oh, dang it. Okay, one more try on this, and otherwise we'll just run a standard length race, but open. Let's see, 4 segments. Segment 1 will be 25 laps. Invert the top field of 8. Next segment. Next one will be 20 laps. Invert the top 10. Next segment will be 15 laps. Invert the whole field, but minimize it down to 15. And the final segment will be 10 laps long with only green flag pits or green flag laps counting. Save as Snowball. Enter. Opponents. Click the roster. Main include all. Return to main screen. 102. I paid $5 for this thing, so I really wish it would work. Maybe I have to run it under administrator. Let's try that. Sorry guys for any delays here. Oh. No, it wants to work on that one though. What the heck? No. Okay. No. Cancel. Boy. I think it'll work though. For whatever reason, it won't let me open the Snowball one. I run as administrator, that one disappears. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the run as administrator that makes the difference here though. So open. Just don't want to work. Okay, so I gotta reset it one more time with the trucks at Michigan, the winter, Michigan, 4 segments. Segment number 1 will be 25 laps. Invert the top 8, 20 laps. Invert the top 10, 15 laps. Invert the whole field, but we will only have 15 transfer on. And then the final, let's make it 15 laps just for fairness sake. Save real quick so this doesn't goof up on me again. Snowball. I should have had all this stuff tested before I even ran it all, but I wanted to get it going. So the main event, include all, 102 AI difficulty. Turn to main screen. Heck yeah, there we go. So get it rolling. I don't know if I can actually make it do better cautions with this system I have. So we'll just have to be without. So I gotta start. Select series of chosen for this format. Select championship. Select all stars from the schedule drop down. Create new season. Okay. No. No. Let's do this right. Go to the series, CWS SS Championship. Ah, frustrating. Maybe I have to run NR 2003 as administrator too. Man, I don't remember. So file open, Snowball, opponents, Snowball main, include all, return, run. You've chosen for this format. Select championship from the schedule dropdown, create a new season. Wait, create a new season file. Select. That's where I was going wrong. Still gonna run as administrator though. Apparently this is much harder than I anticipated on setting up the All-Star new Snowball. Schedule. Okay, continue. Yes, restore the saved race weekend for the current event. I think so. Alrighty, everyone. Let me just do a quick. I see that we've got a bunch of people on the broadcast already, but I'll just do a quick ping and we'll get to racing.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
So as you can see, it's very festive here at Michigan as you got Christmas trees surrounding the inside of the front stretch. Qualifying is in the books, and we'll skim right through happy hour here. So, looks like our front row will be the 18 of Chaz Chadwick. As you can see, that brand new Dodge Ram truck looking snazzy up front there. Jack Davis and Chaz Chadwick, followed by Jack Ross and Avery Farrell, Kellen Oakley and Jordan Walker, Matthew Fastnot and Tim Cording, Maggie Reams and Jessica Hergeson. Our heat winners, or at least transferees, the 22 of Dave Steele and the 14 of Adam Starr, James King and Tristan Reams, Nathan Morgan and Connor Cooper, Tayden Berggren, Jacob Shangle. Then you got Dusty Redding, our 2022 champ, Guido Piano, Ant Me Person, Al Bunch, Trevor Walker, and Tim Hansen. So we'll go ahead and get this all-star race started. The first segment is going to be 25 laps long, and we will have the top 8 will be rotated, or at least inverted, going into the second segment. You can see all the snow on the inside. This is going to be a Snowball Classic for the record books here. 24 trucks are entered, 19 of which were all winners in 2022. The 5 others worked their way through the heats at Rainbow Road to make it here. So $300,000 is on the line, which will be a huge bonus for everyone to get their trucks upgraded going into 2023. Of all these drivers shown on track right now, all of them but Guido Piano will be running full-time in the trucks this year. So the pace truck is going to pull off here, and how fitting, one of our dominant drivers starting on the front row with Chaz Chadwick. Final 3 contender, just so happened that he wrecked out at the last race of the season, and that ultimately cost him the championship. His teammate, however, Ewan What Army, was a little bit more fortunate in his playoff venture and won the championship for the Sylvania Busch Light Series. Chadwick has vowed he's going to keep coming through the trucks to hopefully get a championship. The green flag waves, and Jack Davis off to the early lead here with a little bit of a drafting help from the other Jack Ross, right there behind him. You can tell these trucks in the cold temperate weather here at Michigan, they're a little bit stiff. Jack Ross is going on the inside here to try and take the lead. Looks like he's going to pull the lead pretty easily here with Jordan Walker following right behind him. Jordan Walker just had kind of the rough end of the season. He was a very dominant force to be reckoned with at the end, and many thought that he was going to be champion, but when Guido Piano struck, he knocked Jordan Walker out of the playoffs in quick fashion. Our huge domino piece was that of Guido Piano, which really shook up the whole championship battle in 2022. Jack Ross off to the early lead here. 25 laps are going to clip by pretty quickly, especially with the way the segments are laid out. We're going to have 25 in segment 1, 20 in segment 2, 15 in segment 3, and then a final 15-lap shootout to determine the overall winner. Tim Cording definitely had a stellar season this year with 3 wins on the season. He actually shares that spot as the winningest driver in the USA Truck Series with Guido Piano. Guido just so happened to do it. He got his final 2 wins in the last 2 races of the season, so those the stats kind of got padded there at the end. Guido definitely did not look like a 3-win candidate at the start of the season, but totally kind of when it was clutch moments, he came up clutch. He did the equivalent of Christopher Bell this year in the NASCAR Cup Series, where Christopher Bell had to win to move on, and did so. The only difference with Guido was he did it even when the championship was on the line. So Tim Cording got shuffled out deep there on that pass. Jack Ross still out front, now over Jessica Hergeson and Adam Starr. Avery Farrell and Nathan Morgan following behind him. Adam Starr is going to want to try to entice people to come race for his team here, as he's got a strong truck. He's only going to run about 6 races in the trucks this year, as he's going to be full-time in the Busch Series. So this ride is still open for anyone that may be in the Cup or the Busch Series that wants to come down and race the trucks. And just like that, Adam Starr leads that lap. Wow, out of nowhere, we have Guido Piano cruise into the front. As it sets right now, our top 8 would get inverted going into the next segment. So as they run, it looks like Tristan Reams would be your 8th place driver, and he would inherit the front row on the next segment. Definitely got a lot of good racing at the front here, a lot of comers and goers, as Guido, out of nowhere, kind of worked his way back up to the front here. Even though it's not a points-paying race, there's a lot on the line here, even just for bragging rights. Well, Jessica Hergeson got a little bit loose there, as we're pretty much 3 wide all the way through the pack and mid-pack here. I myself working my way up to the front. Oh, and Jack Ross got back to the lead on Adam Starr as Taden Bergen's cracked his way into the top 5 here. Maggie Reams also doing solid. Jack Ross has only had 1 win in the USA Truck Series, but it was a huge, fantastic win for him, as against all odds, he needed a win to get into the playoffs and did so, which seems to be the story of the Truck Series this year. Was a lot of drivers that needed a win to get in did so. Not usually a dirt track driver. Jack Ross didn't have much, didn't believe that they would win many races on the dirt, and that just so happened to be the one race that he won was on a dirt track. So our schedule for 2023 is going to be pretty dope, because we're going to have a mix of dirt, road course, and super speedways for the USA Truck Series. Starting January 10th, which is just a month and a half away at this point, we'll go to Fontana for the Morro Bay Put Life on the Coast 150. And the second race out will be on the dirt at Eldora. The Snowball 150. We'll end up doing heats and whatnot to determine the overall field for that one. And then just a few weeks later, we go to Brands Hatch. So we're going to be going international with the trucks. The British 136, so 54 laps at Brands Hatch with these trucks. And then we got the Daytona Double, where we will be on the Daytona Super Speedway right around the same time as the Cup guys in real life. Then we go to Daytona Dirt right after that. Well, in the meantime, while I'm talking about that, it looks like our front of the field is definitely shaken up, as Taden Bergeron has taken the lead. I've slotted into second there. Connor Cooper up to third. Maggie Reams up to fourth. And Guido Piano in fifth. Our original leaders definitely dropping back far here. Maybe it's strategic, though. They might be trying to anticipate the field inversion going into segment 2 with just 10 laps left in this segment. Looks like everyone's still running, so we're not going to have any retirees out of segment 1 as of right now. Taden, who hasn't won a race yet, would be a welcome sign to even win a heat race here, or a segment in the All-Star event. He's shuffled out there as Connor Cooper and Maggie Reams get by him. Maggie's going to try to make the pass as well. Definitely a lot of star talent in this race here. Yeah, going forward into the next season, our driver ratings are going to get changed up a little bit, and I'm going to address that within the next week or so to get everyone all on the same page there. What'll likely happen is I'm going to simplify the ratings back down to a lower standard, but everyone will be brought back down. And then I'm going to add all the upgrades that a lot of the drivers have already upgraded, treating it, you know, like those upgrades aren't going to go forgotten, or they won't go unnoticed. So we had a Chadwick get a little loose there and shuffled up, able to keep it going, but it was definitely a hairy moment there for Chadwick. The cold track will get him a little bit here. It's like driving on ice once in a while. Unfortunately, Al Bunch running at the back right now. He was just in the top 10, so he must have got a little bit of contact with the wall or something to drop that far back from 10th to 24th. Currently leading Jordan Walker over Matthew Fastnot. And Jacob Shangle in third. Tristan Reams in fourth, and Nathan Morgan in fifth. Three wide for second. Tristan Reams comes out on top, settling into second. Nathan Morgan up to third. Kellen Oakley on the inside, going to make up a position here with a little bit of push draft help from Adam Starr. And still your leader at the moment, Jordan Walker. After Chadwick got loose, he seems to have let it go a little bit and dropped to the back, and he's going to try to recoup in the second segment, as there's only 5 left in this segment. You can see on the sides of some of those trucks that they definitely did get some visible damage from scraping the wall. Connor Cooper being one of them. Even though his paint scheme is kind of designed to look like a tear, that ain't the paint scheme that you're seeing on the side when you get the camera angle there. And it looks like Jordan Walker's kind of cruising away with it at the moment. He's got all the associate sponsors that you can buy in the earnings system, so it goes to show you that they've been able to build a powerhouse truck there in the number 10. That number 10 engine's one of the stronger ones for sure. 3 wide for the lead as Avery Farrell on the deep inside there. Looks like Avery might be able to get the lead here with 2 laps to go. This might be best case scenario for Jordan Walker to drop back to 8th, as the inverted field would put him back in the lead from 8th. He ain't going to fall back that far, as it looks like he's going to try to fight back on the inside here on Nathan Morgan for 3rd. Avery Farrell led that lap. Adam Starr, though, kind of surprisingly pops into the picture here and takes the lead from him. So we got a lot of good racing going on. Look at even Al Bunch, who was running 24th, has charged his way all the way back into the top 5 here. These guys are racing like it's a super speedway. I guess technically Michigan is a super speedway since it is 2 miles long. But that's a hard charge there from Al Bunch, who just happened to close out the Busch Light Series on a high note, winning 4 straight races to finish the season. Never been done before in the NSSR NASCAR Racing 2003 universe. Al Bunch is the first and only, as of right now, that has accumulated 4 back-to-back wins. And this not being a points-paying race doesn't really qualify, but he's going to try to put his stamp on it for sure. He's going to be doing a partial season in the Cup Series in the 81 Dodge for LFG Motorsports. So, and there we have it, the first segment, and it just so happens that I won the first segment over Tim Hansen, Al Bunch, Jessica Hergeson, Maggie Reams, Jordan Walker, Adam Starr, and Tayden Berggren. Berggren, who will be on the front row, as well as Adam Starr, 1-2 inverted to the first 2 spots. So I, however, will drop back to 8th, as well as Tim Hansen right alongside me in 7th. So we'll see. Here's the grand.
Make sure you get everything like you want it.
If it actually did it right, we should see. Oh no, I didn't do it right. What the heck?
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections.
No, that didn't do it right. Damn it. Open. The game crashed. Shoot. Damn it. Son's a B word. Oh, I swear if it didn't save that first one. Open. a true bummer if this actually is gonna give me fits here. Continue. Restore the saved race weekend for the current event. Yes. Actually might have to let it qualify
touch all your
through.
connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Well, it kind of worked,
touch all your
but
seatbelts, touch all your
we'll
connections,
just
touch
let
your
it
Hans.
let
Just
it
make sure you
roll.
get everything like you want it.
It's inverted. First and second place. 25. Oh. Ugh. So it's gonna redo segment 1. So what I'll do is I'll accelerate. We'll just accelerate through this one. Whatever changes, changes. We'll try to figure out if it'll actually work, or else we'll just go on with something else in mind. Head scratcher. Frustrating. It's going to be a little bit different. So done. Segment 3. Continue. Accelerate.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
It did not work again.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts.
Results. Delete. No, I don't want to delete the season. Damn it, if only this worked. Arrgh!
Favor, just touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Damn it. Grr. Oh, wow. Ugh. Well, we're going to go into segment 2 with a little bit of a different, it's just going to be different, but we'll get it going. Tristan Reams was the winner in that one, and so it resets him back to 8th.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your
Okay.
connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Sadly, the first one will be like it never happened, but we'll try again. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties reign supreme with a game that is 20 years old, I might add. But still, no one was out of the first segment, so maybe me putting my driver on the field is what messed it up. So I'm a little bit concerned about
Favor,
that.
just touch all your connections, make sure you get everything like you
There
want
we
it.
go.
How about it there, Shannon? You got me? Oh, yeah, I got you loud and clear. How about you, Alan? Do you have it? Loud and clear. And if Bones wants to know what channel he's on, probably channel 1.
So on the front row, it's Tim Hansen and Taden Berggren, followed by Al Bunch and Guido Piano, Connor Cooper and Dave Steele, Matthew Fastnot and Tristan Reams. So as you can see, it did do it correctly. Our field was inverted from the 8 that was in the fast forward race there. 20 laps in segment 2, and the top 10 will get inverted this time by. So truck is off and the green flag is waving here as Tim Hansen gets out to an early lead on Taden Berggren. Guido Piano there in third. Connor Cooper is sneaking on the inside. Make it 3 wide for second. Connor Cooper to the lead as we've got a couple drivers 3 wide, a little bit further back here. Matthew Fastnot stuck in the center. Aunt Me Person sneaking into the picture here. So we'll treat the first segment as a complete randomize, as even though Jacob Shangle won the first heat, it wasn't a true top 8 invert, so it was a full field invert. Well, not an invert, a randomize, which is actually an option on the All-Star modification that I've got. So Tim Hansen out front leading, but we got Aunt Me Person trying to work his way into a fighting position here. You got the brothers Walker running pretty close to each other. Trevor Walker and Jordan Walker just 2 spots separated. Maggie Reams there. Her husband Tristan Reams currently running in 21st, so deep in the pack. Tristan now 24th, so he fell back to the very tail end of the field. Again, I'd like to apologize everyone for the technological difficulties I've been facing. It's gonna all very much be dependent on the modification working the rest of the way out here. It's live, so what can I say? It's live. There's nothing else I can do. It's just shenanigans. So NASCAR Racing 2003 at its finest sometimes. Trevor Walker takes the lead here from Nathan Morgan. Yes, you are, Atlee. You are running at the moment in... Wait. I am incorrect. You were in the heat number 2, but failed to qualify out of heat number 2. You finished 10th out of the top 5 transfers, so... Trevor Walker still out front leading, so that's Dave Steele into 3rd, Nathan Morgan in 2nd. Yeah, 2023 is going to be exciting. I'm going to have to do my homework and come up with a lot of statistics and fun stuff to keep the air lively while I'm doing my broadcasts. I think it'll be fun to have a record book set next to me, keeping track of all the records, all the statistics, and giving you guys the best product available that I can give you. So it's been since 2010, so it's been about 13 years that I've been doing this fantasy league of my own, and yeah, no, it's kind of cool having a following, getting some spectators, people interested in it. Hopefully 10 more years strong, and maybe 10 more years after that, I'll keep going and going. Taden Bergeron at his new team, it's going to be a good telltale of what they got for this season. That team's looking strong so far out of the gates. Trevor Walker to the lead as we got 9 laps left in the segment. Jack Ross, Tim Cording, and Jack Davis. So it's still the Jack and Jack show at the front here as they hold down 2 of the top 5 positions. Maggie Ream's going to spoil that though as she sneaks into the top 5 here. So a lot more separation at the front as there's a second pack further back from the top 5 pack here. Trevor Walker's kind of quietly dominating this segment, though. Leading a good portion here in segment 2. Trevor Walker and Jordan Walker, they are venturing into the Busch League, and it'll be Draw Drop Motorsports. It'll be helmed by Jordan Walker, but Trevor Walker will be teamed up with him, so they'll be the brothers Walker in the Busch Light Series as well. Tim Cording has talent in trucks, Busch, and Cup, so he's going to have the most potential chances to win a race every week, where he's going to have 3 races on any given week that they've got a shot to win. Jack Ross takes the lead here from Trevor Walker, but Dusty Redding's looking pretty strong there behind him. As we've been able, oh, and they got a wreck as you got Maggie Reams and Jack Davis spinning out. Guido Piano just charged through there like nothing. So let's go and see just how this all came out. So it looks like Maggie had a run, but just connected with the rear end of Jack Davis there. I have to watch the in-car cam on. Looks like that was it though, just a 2-truck spin out here. Yeah, Guido just barely missed that there as he came flying by. Definitely bring out the caution, and we will have a shootout here in segment 2. So it'll be down to about a 2-lap shootout in segment 2 here, as Jack Ross has worked his way into the lead here over Trevor Walker. Walker, who has been dominantly at the front in this segment, Dusty Redding's been doing pretty dang good. He was leading for a while early. And then you got Tim Cording, who's kind of showing up at the end here. Nathan Morgan, Jacob Schengle, Tayden Berggren, Dave Steele, Jordan Walker, Kellen Oakley, Matthew Fastnot, Avery Farrell, and Guido Piano. Adam Starr, Chaz Chadwick, Tristan Reams, James King, Connor Cooper, Tim Hansen, Ant Meeperson, Al Bunch, Jessica Hergeson, Maggie Reams, Jack Davis. I do want to thank everyone yet again for tuning in and staying tuned in. It's been a little bit of a difficult broadcast for technical difficulties and whatnot, but get the kinks worked out of it now, and perhaps next time it won't be so bad. We should have another All-Star race coming up here. I'll be deciding on how to do the Busch Series. It's not going to be segmented like we won't have the heats and stuff, but it'll be maybe more a bit like the standard Cup Series where they have the, well, we'll see. There's only 32 drivers, 35 drivers in the Busch Series, and most of them are newcomers anyways, so I might just do a Cup Series All-Star race with the invitation extended to Busch drivers, so. The lights are out on the pace truck, and we will be going green here this time by. And cross your fingers that the game will actually cooperate with us into the next segment, into segment 3. Whoever wins this segment will get transferred all the way back to 10th on the field invert, so we'll have to see if maybe Jack Ross wants to hold back and try to drop a little bit further, or if he'll actually be wanting to win this segment. And that's the nice part about it. Doing it on a video game like this, you're not going to have, standard protocol of what a real-life driver would do. A real-life driver would purposely try to finish 10th here, but we still have our hard drivers driving hard to try and win, try to lead every lap here. Looks like Dusty Redding's got one hell of a charge there. The draft on the inside, very strong. Kind of broke out though as Jack Ross going to take the white flag here. Maintains the lead going into lap 20. Looks like Tim Cording's trying to fight for third there. Dusty Redding up to second. Trevor Walker sitting in third. Looks like Jack Ross is going to be your segment 2 winner here, as he holds off Dusty Redding, Trevor Walker, Jacob and Tim, Nathan and Jordan, Kellen and Dave. Chaz Chadwick finishing 10th will be starting first for segment 3. Yes, hell yeah. So, everything is worked out. We're in segment 3. Thank goodness.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
So, Chadwick on the front row with Dave Steele. Second to them, Kellen Oakley, Jordan Walker, Tim Cording and Nathan Morgan, Trevor Walker, Jacob Shangle, and your segment 2 winner, Jack Ross, alongside Dusty Redding. Only 15 will transfer out of this one into the final segment. As you can see, there's only 15 laps here, so our final segment will also be 15 laps long.
Favor, just touch all your connections, make sure.
Drivers, start your engine!
15 laps will definitely be... Oh, what do we got with Kellen Oakley not starting off at the front here?
Oh yeah, I got you loud clear.
So it looks like we have a mechanical failure strike with Kellen Oakley. Mechanical failure, tire damage, and the 38, I don't think that was this one. So we had a tire failure at the start here for Kellen Oakley. He's going to start on pit road for the start of this one. Cars get all caught back up to the front of the field here, and it looks like we're going to have just a normal start here after the chaos on pit road. Chadwick and Dave Steele on the front row. So it seems like the All-Star modification actually keeps track of the drivers that had retired from segment 1, as Maggie Reams is not in the field for this third segment. She was wound up in the wreck during that segment 2. So early leader, Chaz Chadwick, 14 laps left to go here. This will be a quick segment, just like the final segment being only 15 laps as well. Nathan Morgan peeking on the inside as we got a whole bunch of 3 wide mid-pack there. Taden Berggren holding solid in the top 5, top 10 here. Guido Piano peeking on the inside. And the way this segment will work is the entire field will be inverted from the top 15 that move on. So your 15th place driver will get to start on the front of the final segment, which may be a bit too much of a boost for him, but as it's shown, we can have drivers go from dead last to first within a couple laps here. So track position doesn't mean a whole lot. Swore. Maggie Reams is still in it, so I don't remember who all retired from the second segment. She did get in a wreck, but she's still running, so. Guido Piano trying to work his way to the front here as he's sitting in third. Nathan Morgan currently your leader over James King. Avery Farrell in fourth. Jacob Shangle in fifth. Al Bunch in sixth. Just like that, Guido Piano up to second here. Although winning this segment might not be your best move to make, as it would put him starting 15th in the final event, or the main segment. He too has a standing well, he is your most recent points winner, just like Al Bunch is your most recent points winner in the Busch Light Series. So Al Bunch and Guido Piano both would like to keep tallying up those wins. One season of showing your wins tallies aren't going to be anything spectacular, but once you get a second season in, you'll really start to see which drivers are, the ones that are contenders for wins week in, week out. Guido Piano with 3 wins in the trucks, tied for number 1 overall with Tim Cording. But then you got Al Bunch, who all 4 of his wins came at the last 4 races of the season. His, he's number 1 in the wins tally, but we'll have to see if that was just, spur of the moment, that he just went out hot at the end of the season while everyone else was trying to, patch it together, get it to the last lap. Or maybe there's something more to it. Maybe he's just got that good of a car, good of a team, that he's going to be competing for wins week in, week out now. Definitely do believe Guido Piano is going to be a threat for wins in the Cup Series this year too. We'll have roughly 14 rookies in the Cup Series for 2023, which will be the largest rookie count since the inception of the series back in 2010, where technically everyone was a rookie in 2010 since it was the inaugural season. Looks like he's getting shuffled to the back now, as we only have 6 laps to go. Dusty Redding has found his way back into the top 3. Kellen Oakley, unfortunately, laps down, is about to get put another lap down here as Jessica Hergeson leads the race. Nathan Morgan in third, Tim Cording in fourth, and Maggie Reams in fifth. So I'll have to be looking at the top 15 where the cutoff line is. At the moment, Tayden Berggren would be out. Al Bunch would be in. Looks like myself, I'm all the way back to 23rd. Avery Farrell, 22nd. We're still within a 1.5 seconds to the lead. Guido Piano all the way to the back right now, so he's gonna have to hustle to get back into the top 15 if he wants to transfer to the final segment. Wow, even Tim Cording got shuffled out. Pretty hardcore here in that one lap right there. He's in 14th, still in a transfer spot, but just barely. All these guys want to make it to the final segment of the All-Star race here. As you can see, they are packed in tight like sardines. Guido Piano looks like he's in the right spot to make some moves. Gonna look back to the front here and try to see who's running for the lead. Trevor Walker takes the lead away from Jessica Hergeson. He'll have 2 laps to go. Lap 13 of 15. Your bubble spot looks like Guido Piano in 16th, Ant Me Person in 17th, James King, Connor Cooper, Tayden Berggren, Tim Cording, Jack Ross, Matthew Fastnot, and then of course Kellen Oakley in 24th there. Nathan Morgan to the lead. While these two are fighting, we'll go look back at the bubble spots. Ah, shoot. Chadwick got shuffled out here, it looks like. So now in this last white flag lap here, Chadwick's going to have to come from behind to get back into the top 15. Across the finish line, actually, he is in 15th, just barely. Jack Ross behind him. Going to get a spot, put him back into 15th. Connor Cooper falls back a spot. Dave Steele falls back a spot. I think right now at the moment, Tim Hansen might be our transfer. Matthew Fastnot is not going to make up enough space here. Our last transfer is that of Dave Steele in the 22. Tim Hansen, Jack Ross, Jordan Walker, Tim Hansen, Jack Davis, Guido Piano, Chadwick, Tristan Reams, Jacob Shangle, Avery Farrell, who was way deep, came back to a top 3 finish, Jessica Hergeson, Trevor Walker, Al Bunch, and Nathan Morgan was the winner of this segment here. And so, our final segment and the one segment that'll crown us a All-Star for 2022 is upon us.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
That's right, they reserved that empty spot for my truck if I wanted to race, but since I'm not in the race, that'll put Adam Starr up to second on the front there. So after winning winning puts them all the way at the back. Nathan Morgan gets to start at the rear. Trevor Walker, Avery Farrell, Al Bunch, Jessica Hergeson, Jacob Shangle, Tristan Reams, Jack Davis, Guido Piano, Chaz Chadwick, Jordan Walker, Jack Ross, Adam Starr, and Tim Hansen. Tim Hansen's going to take him to the green here, and one of these 14 drivers that you're looking at will be your 2022 All-Star USA Truck Series. Seriously, I'm sorry again that the technical difficulties reared its ugly head, but here we are in the grand finale of it all. As you can see, the All-Star program works nice if it actually wants to cooperate with you. And it might have had something to do with me not pressing the right button or doing the right thing, but here we go. Adam Starr off to the early lead here with Jordan Walker in tow. Tim Hansen stuck out on the high side. Looks like he's going to have some drafting help from Jack Ross. Guido Piano cruising into third, maybe. A little bit of draft from the 10 in front of him. Looks like he's going to make up some time on that inside line. Adam Starr's playing the blocking game at the front, trying to block whichever momentum that they're pushing behind him. Three wide for second place as Jack Ross settles in there. You got Chadwick and then you got Jordan Walker here. Jordan Walker might have a little bit more luck if he's got some pushing help, and Chadwick is definitely a good draft help with a fast dodge. Jack Ross and Jack Davis, nose and tail. Tristan Reams right behind him. Jack Ross with a huge momentum. Takes the lead with ease from Adam Starr. The Jack train comes charging through as Jack Davis is about to settle into second here. If he can get by the 14 truck of Adam Starr. And it looks like he's going to successfully do so. Jack Ross maintains lead for one lap, but it looks like Jack Davis is going to come charging through and take it away from him. Tristan Reams to the lead. So it's kind of the who's who of 2022. As we're getting a whole shakeup of leaders at the front here. Our champion, Guido Piano, is trying to get back into the picture at the front. right there behind Jordan Walker. Jack Ross, unfortunately, is getting shuffled out, falling to the back. Jordan Walker in third. Guido Piano in fourth, and Tim Hansen in fifth. Got another potential lead change brewing here as Jack Davis is going to try to get by Tristan Reams. Jordan Walker giving a little bit of a draft help. Across all 4 segments of racing, we only had 1 caution in segment 2. And it's looking like our last segment here could potentially go caution free. Only green flag laps count, so there won't be any laps counted under caution if we do happen to have a caution here. Tristan Reams taking the lead. Jack Davis falling back into second. Tim Hansen going to try to take second away from him though. And there we go. Got Avery Farrell cracking into the top 5 for the first time in the final segment here. Adam Starr looks like he got shuffled out, but he's trying to work his way back into the front group here as it's 3 wide for the lead. Tristan Reams on the sucker side of it. But Avery Farrell takes the lead with a little bit of drafting help there from Jordan Walker and Jacob Shangle behind him. In all honesty, everyone in this final segment is very deserving of the all-star caliber title that they will earn after winning this race. All these drivers that have worked their way in to the final segment have had a stellar season. Of course, you have Guido Piano, our champion. Jack Ross, who had a back and forth kind of season, but he ultimately had a solid 22 campaign. Tim Hansen won way early on in the season, and it didn't maintain that excellence throughout the year, but he still was solid. Tristan Reams, amongst his victory in the shakeup race and a points paying win, he was already winning before the points were being paid. So Jessica Hergeson actually took home victory here at Michigan earlier in the summer, so that was cool. Jack Davis kind of showed up and one of his first few races out won a race. Jordan Walker and Trevor Walker, they have been killing it in the research and development room on those trucks. Chadwick, our regular season champion, and definitely a dominant force to be reckoned with. Nathan Morgan was always kind of the quiet one this year, but still found a way to get into victory lane and make some big moves at the end of the year. And you got Al Bunch running second right now, taking the lead away from me as we got Chadwick on the inside. Nathan Morgan taking the lead, but Chadwick didn't want to let him maintain that lead for long as he's going to fight deep onto the inside. We only have 2 laps to go at the start-finish line. And we will have our first All-Star recipient. Jack Davis to the lead. But it looks like Chadwick's going to fight back on the high side and actually outrun Jack Davis. Going into turns 3 and 4, though, Jack Davis is fighting back on the inside. And he secures the lead there. There's potential that we could have a all-star recipient that's not a full-time truck driver in Adam Starr there, as he's going to be committed full-time to the other series that he's racing in. But what about that? We're in the closing laps here, and Guido Piano has worked his way to the front. Our 2022 champion wants to put a nice little cherry on top and win his last truck race potentially. He's still got to make it around Jack Davis here. But with the power under that number 37 engine, he could definitely pull it off here. We're going to have one more lap to go. Trevor Walker is going to make it interesting. Jack Davis out front just cruising away. I don't think anyone had him in the bingo book to take home the All-Star win here today. Trevor Walker and Adam Starr with some draft momentum. It's not going to be enough, as number 17 Ford F-150 of Jack Davis is your 2022 All-Star. And so, barring all the technical difficulties I had this evening, we have gotten to the conclusion of the event. And your 22 All-Star, Jack Davis, only his second win in the Truck Series. This one a non-points paying win, but still a win nonetheless. Takes home victory here at Michigan. Coming home in second was Trevor Walker. Third, Adam Starr. Fourth, our 2022 champ, Guido Piano. Fifth was Jack Ross. Sixth was Jacob Shangle. Seventh was Tim Hansen. Eighth was Al Bunch. Ninth was Jordan Walker. And the top 10 round out is Avery Farrell in the 34A truck. Chadwick fell back to 11th at the end. Nathan Morgan, Tristan Reams, and Jessica Hergeson. So yep, that's a wrap on the USA Truck season. Jack Davis is the All-Star. And tomorrow we'll get the awards banquet set up and some of the awards for all the season compiled up. Thanks again, everyone that stayed tuned in. This was a very well-watched live stream, so very thankful for that. Even though it's later on the East Coast right now, I know most of you are probably the ones that tuned out were the ones on the East Coast over there, so this one was kind of rushed together, so that's probably a lot of why we had technical difficulties, is because I had a change of schedule for tomorrow, so. But altogether, it was a good night of racing, and congratulations to the number 17 of Jack Davis for taking home the victory in the All-Star event. So keep you updated on Discord and go from there. So everyone have a good night and catch you on the next one.